wipe y'all face off. Hold on. Wipe y'all face off. There, that's like had to wipe y'all face off like your mammy used to. Boy. Yeah. We in the house, boy. Hey, boy. So I commented on a few videos, a few YouTube posts and shit like that. And I don't know why I did that, man. Damn, I licked that damn fishing towel. Fuck. Damn. It's that damn dirty ass fishing towel I licked. Motherfucker. Oh well. I never tasted bad pussy. I did today. Yeah. So let's get into it, right? I comment on a few things, posts that people put out. And I do this from time to time, and people be looking at me and be responding like they know it all. I'll be giving my opinion and stuff like that. And people like literally be saying, no, that's not true, this and the third, without even reading the damn rules, right? That's what people do. And it always, Laws, what's happening? Oh, here he goes again. What's up, Dusty Michael? Here we go again. All right now. Dust off these knuckles with your face. Joking with you. You know I never lay a hand on my fair lady. I'm joking with you. But there's been times I tell people that, you know, things is going down with people don't believe me. Now you hear that, you know, Jermaine Franklin is suing his promoter. You know what I'm saying? Now you see that the Zone has upped their prices. Now you see that they're doing pay-per-views. Now you see that you know. Oh, thanks, Laws. Now we see that what I had to say to everybody that said that I don't know why people think that just because Edward Hearn says it, just because Tyson Fury says it, and just because Frank Warren said that it's the truth. They're literally out there saying that there's confidentiality. Kylie Sullivan is saying there's confidentiality with the clean boxing program. No, there's not. When somebody pops, it clearly states in their in their rules, that they notify the promoter, the manager, and the fighter, or vice versa, or whoever is in control of the bout. They literally say that, and then you hear them say something otherwise. It literally says in their damn fucking rules, and then they literally say something otherwise, and everybody believes them. People are literally telling me they could fight on these little bitty islands. Edward Hearn did it before, and this and the third. Everybody knows when you have an investigation with the BBBoC, you was and they ask for something, you're not fighting. Everybody knows. Look, they got it all the way. UCAT has it all the way down to a T. If you get suspended for PEDs, you can't be training with nobody that's a professional boxer. You can't be going to all these gyms. You basically ostracized until your time is up. Literally states in their rules. So have no association. And now the BBBoC came out and said, no, the fuck y'all ain't. We're not approving that. So like I said in the post. Yeah, Law said, yeah, you can't make it up. Yeah, you can't. You can't, but they do all the time and people believe them. But the writing is on the wall. It's in black and white. That's the reason why the people on Talk Sports is grilling them with the rules. And they catch them in lies. But the people out here don't want to believe it. When they said the clean boxing program is confidentiality, it's confidentiality at the laboratory. It's not confidentiality with the clean boxing program because you sign away your fucking rights to have it sent to both parties. YZ4 said EUBANK will relinquish his license and he don't care about fighting in England. It doesn't matter if he don't care about fighting in England. The other fighters that fight out of England that has a British Boxing Board of Control license, the promoters that has a British Boxing Board of Control license, the managers who have a British Boxing Board of Control license. So the only way to circumvent that is to have both fighters not give a fuck and both promoters and everybody do everything via proxy and wash their hands up and let the fight happen. Because now they're going to have to go back and talk to the BBBoC, both the fighter, the manager, and the promoter. If they have a license over there in the UK, they're going to have to go talk to them. And that's just what it is. They said they will not sanction it. So if they don't sanction the fight, right? If they don't sanction the fight and they petition the fight, right? Is the fight going to be on the books? Is it going to be on the books? Is it going to be an exhibition? Is it going to be a 12 round? Is it going to be a 10 round? What is it going to be then? And then, like I said in my on my post, what will the BBBoC do if they have the fight outside of England? That's what I want to know. Because they said they want to prove it. So what are the ramifications? What are the ramifications if they do go ahead and have the fight? What are the ramifications? Because we've seen this before in America, and they let it slide when the old boy popped for the T and they had that shit on the Indian reservation. We've seen it happen before in America, where he didn't want to piss. No, the dude that didn't want to piss and ran. That's still a violation, major violation at that. And he ran and went somewhere else. And the dude with the T as well. You could go on and put them out there too. So that's my thing. Is what are they gonna do if they don't give them their fucking license? If they don't, well, not give them their license, they don't approve the fight, and if they don't sanction and all that shit, what is the ramifications of all this? What can they do? Can they take away their license? Can they bar them from fighting in the UK? Right? Because the BBBoC said they cleared, but there's no confidentiality. There's no confidentiality. They trying to hide behind the confidentiality because guess what they're hiding? They're hiding the fact that CONOR BENN has a million pages, which is going to be hard for anybody to sift through a million pages, right? Right? A million pages worth of documentation on why he popped. That's what they're hiding behind. And that's why nobody's asking them that. When are you going to produce the paperwork? The same thing with Dillian White. When are you going to produce your B sample? Huh? Never. So if Dillian White never vindicated himself, right, to the court of public opinion, how does CONOR BENN does the same thing with the BBBoC? We won't give him the paperwork, and there's no confidentiality. He's doing the same thing that Tyson Fury. He said the same thing that Tyson Fury said. I might just sue y'all. How about you just sue him? How about you just sue him and announce everything else that you've been doing that's saying to prove your name. He made countless statements. He made countless statements. Not only did he make countless statements, he made videos, right? Trying to prove his name. He did an interview trying to prove his name. And every single time somebody asks him about the paperwork and producing it and letting the public see it, he runs. He ducks. He rolls into the Philly shell just like a fucking turtle. So if you didn't cheat, and you know that you didn't cheat, why are you hiding? Why are you hiding from producing the paperwork? You showed the WBC. You showed the WBC, and probably you showed the Court of Arbitration in Sports. You probably showed them too. You showed probably you showed your manager. You showed Edward Hearn. You showed your daddy. You probably showed other people. How come you won't show the people or the entities that matter when it comes into clearing your name? How come you won't show WADA? You don't trust WADA. You don't trust the BBBoC. How come you won't show World Anti-Doping Agency? How come you won't show them? They're the ones. They're the ones who really run it. In most cases, how come you won't show them? Oh, Law said something. Law said Edward Hearn. I like to say Edward Hearn. Edward Hearn will smooth it over somehow. Yeah, Laws. I believe you. I believe you. Kylie Sunderland, if you watch the interview with Kylie Sunderland, he over there sweating cocaine out of his skin. He's sweating bullets. You're like, fuck. Here come these Conor BENN questions. Of course, if I was Conor BENN's manager and his promoter, right? If both fighters have no problem with having to fight, I would put on the fight. But with that being said, right? How am I gonna put on a fight, right? And then possibly risk my license. You know what I'm saying? Risk my license. Not only that, right? What if somebody dies in the ring that fight? What if somebody gets seriously hurt in that fight? Now my name is on the line for putting some guy in the ring that was on PEDs and everybody know it. Now I'm ruined. Law said, no, not if he's fighting abroad. The BBBoC can't do anything. They said they ain't gonna. That's what I'm saying. What can they do? I want them to say it. Laws. I want them to say what the ramifications would be. Because if you look at the writing on the wall between Kylie Sunderland, Edward Hearn, and all them, they really don't know what's going to happen. They really don't know what move that they want to really make. They throwing dates out there. Kylie Sunderland saying that that ain't really what it is. It's like we just was brainstorming shit. So is he backtracking because of the heat? You know, he said he got all kind of phone calls because of the people's like, what the fuck going on? So I want to know what they're going to do. Law said they won't show anyone because they are guilty. I think Laws, even if he didn't do it, you know, God willing, if he didn't do it, right? God willing, if he didn't do it, why would you stick your neck out there this whole time telling everybody? And to me, it doesn't look bad. To others, it looks bad. The only thing that looks bad, what Conor Ben did with all these statements and with these interviews, right, is not produce the paperwork. That's the only thing out of everything that looks bad. You go the extra mile here, you go the extra mile there, you go the extra mile there, and if somebody asks you something feasible, the only excuse you have is that it's not their problem. They said I'm good, so what's it to them? So, and what you should be saying, because that's a lie, what he's really worried about is them not sanctioning his ass. Just putting him in a coffin, saying your million-page fucking essay from these scientists does not satisfy why you popped. That's what he's scared of. But even if they say no, you already good in the US. You already good at somewhere else. You just need to try to see if these guys are going to allow you to fight other fighters and not petition to have your fight not sanctioned and on the official record books. That's the only thing. Find out what the Reverend, what he should have did was kept his fucking mouth shut. Kept his fucking mouth shut. And then got with them in writing on what they can do and can't do. So you can keep on fighting, and that the fighters that you're fighting against won't have no won't face the BBBoC's wrath. That's what he needs to do. Because if they're talking about putting on a fight in Saudi Arabia, where the BBBoC said they will not sanction, they won't recognize it, they won't sanction it, whatever. It's all about the money. Just say it. It's not for the boxing fans, it's for the money. It's for the money. You know? Sir Foul Player of Brooklyn, what's happening, bro? Laws D said, sub L100. Laws also said, yeah, that was on Talk Sports today. Yeah, that motherfucker was running, Laws. He literally ran. He was sweating cocaine out of his skin. You know how he do. You know how Sutherland do, licking his lips and. You know how he do when he's sitting up there. Cocaine the fuck out. Laws also going to say boxing has become a joke. You can test positive for drugs and still end up fighting. What the fuck? They should have just let. You know what? They should have just let Big Baby Miller fight. For if everybody else could do it, you know, if everybody else could do it, shit, they should have just let him get in the ring. American, what is it called? Captain America serum, juice to the gills, all with 15 artificial muscle intelligence in. You know what I'm saying? Coke powder still in his nose. They should just let him go in and fight. They should have just said fuck it. Law said, facts 100, all about the money. And he laughed. It's a fact, man. The dude, it's like everybody. It's like I wouldn't necessarily say like a walking contradiction, but I most definitely would say this: the way that they talk, they're hiding from shit. Like I said, Conor Ben, he ain't really saying why he won't give it to him. He come up with these weak ass excuses. But the real reason why he don't want to give it to him, in my opinion, is because if they rule against him, right, then they got something on him. Since he's not, then they can't rule against him, right? and he could sit up over there and try to vindicate himself by way of court of public opinion. Edward Hearn sitting up over there talking about some we could fight over there and over here, whoop de whoop whoop, but he ain't telling the truth. He ain't telling the truth. Edward Hearn out there is talking about some clean boxing program has a confidentiality thing, knowing now well they don't. He just don't want to. He's just trying to hide from the fact that they won't show the proof. Anybody can read it. And they caught him in the lie when he was talking about that shit. They caught him in the lie and said, no, Eddie, that was the old rules. You're going by the old rules. They and anybody can go up there and find the rules and read them. And they caught him. And you think Edward Hearn didn't know the new rules? Then he's talking about, an email that I've gotten. An email that you have gotten for the Billy Dope Sanders. That was totally different. Because he got caught for a fight that was going to happen in America, in Massachusetts or whatever, the athletic commission. And he tried to say that they had nothing to do with it because he's under the BBBoC. Get the fuck out of here. You're fighting in America, dude. And even with that, you popping, even with that, there ain't no interested parties. You popped. They were notified because they were an interested party because they were the boxing commission, not the belt, the boxing commission. So they had to be notified because they're the ones putting on the fight. The WBC don't put on fights. Law said, yeah, Edward is a bad egg, just like Frank Warren. They're a bad egg, and Conor Ben been eating or drinking bad eggs. They all be, I don't know what, like, if that's the case, right? Eating too many eggs, we should all be fucking ripped. Every single last one of us should be eating 15 fucking eggs out here, and we'd be ripped. If that's the case, we all be eating Mexican beef and from them cows over there in Mexico, and we all be fucking ripped. Get the fuck out of here. You know what it all is? Possible deniability. You know what it really is? Under the preponderance of the evidence, we cannot deem whether or not this guy, it either came from the eggs or he ingested it. That's what they're saying. Preponderance of the evidence. That doesn't mean you didn't do it. That's a loosely terms of saying, well. That's a loosely term of saying, well, we know you did it, but we're going to let you go. Preponderance of the evidence. With 100% preponderance of the evidence. Let's say, for instance, you had a jury. Every lawyer is going to say preponderance of the evidence. Right? This is the same reason why Povetkin got off for Maldonium. The jury of the preponderance of the evidence said that he did ingest Maldonium after it was deemed banned. See what I'm saying? Povetkin said he don't know what the fuck he be taking. He takes whatever the trainer puts in his damn Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday thingy. And he just takes them. Don't know what they is. That's basically him. That's basically him lying. That's basically him lying. Because that's basically him guilting to. That's basically him admitting to not following the rules, because the rules literally state that you are responsible as a fighter of what's in your body. But then the jury comes back and say, but with the preponderance of the evidence, we're gonna let him slide because we did prove that he did. It's on the record that he did take it after the fact, but from the scientific evidence that we have received, we're going to go ahead and say, because we don't want to ruin his fucking career and all of his money and blah 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 whoop 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 because of the severity. No jury is going to want to convict somebody of murder, right? Which taking PEDs for the boxing is like murder, knowing now well that there's an ounce of doubt that they didn't fucking do it. No jury is going to want to lock somebody up for life on an ounce of doubt that he didn't fucking do it. The only jury that would be willing to do that is if if the jury is all white and it's a black dude they're going after. They got to be all white in Ku Klux Klan robes. I'm joking. I ain't even gonna go there. That's going a little bit too far. But for real, I'll tell you this one thing. And I'm gonna tell all y'all this. If Conor BENN and Chris EUBANK fight happens, that motherfucker, and he doesn't produce the paperwork to the British Boxing Board of Control, he did it. There ain't no ifs, ands, or buts around it. The arrogance. The arrogance of him. He's not producing it. He's not. Think about this. Think about this. What would happen? What could happen if he does give the paperwork to the BBBoC? What could happen? Is either they believe him or they don't believe him. Right? Either they believe him or they don't believe him. Right? So, based off of him, he's saying he don't want to give it up because it's none of their business, basically. Why do they care? Knowing now well that anytime you pop, that they literally have the right to suspend you or not. See, basically, they're going to end up suspending them. Basically, they're going to end up suspending them, and I guarantee you, they're going to suspend them. They're going to suspend him right around he announced they finalizing the fight. They're going to do it right around when they finalizing the fight, just out of spite. Law said Ben think he is invisible and doesn't have to do anything. Yeah, you can't see me. That's literally what's going to happen. If they're hearing all these fight announcements, and then you hear two reports of them coming out saying what they got to say, they're figuring out what they're going to do to you. They're trying to figure out what they can and can't do to you, and then they're trying to figure out what can they do with all parties involved, because that's how vindictive they are. All them people over there at BBBoC, all them people that's over there with all these boxing organizations and these boxing organizations, these goddamn belts, all these dudes are snobs. All these dudes are snobs. They sit on their fucking high horse. They don't catch nobody cheating. They don't do nothing with these bad judges. They don't do nothing with these bad referees. Right? They don't do nothing. And the only time that any of these guys show an ounce of how would you want to say, being down to earth is when they being fucking sued by a fighter or promoter or manager. When they get sued, that's the only time they give a fuck. That's the only time that they give a fuck, because now they know they got somebody that's above them that they have to answer to, and they got to kiss they fucking ass. That's why he's threatening to sue him. And he ain't bust a move yet. The only reason why he's doing that is because he know if he sues, I got to answer to y'all, but you gonna have to answer to them. And we all gonna have to show up. And do you have the money to take this to court? Do the BBBoC have enough money to go to court? Because it takes 6 months, 9 months. They're gonna have to hire their own scientists. Their own fucking scientists. Just like Alexander Povetkin. He hired his own scientists to come into court. Deontay Wilder had to hire his own scientists to go into court. They're gonna have to do the same. And these ain't regular scientists. These are scientists that specialize in this PED bullshit. And these lawyers that specialize in these PEDs, you're not hiring any fucking lawyer to do this. You hiring lawyers that there's lawyers out there that specialize in PED cases. Big money. That's what they're gonna have to do. And then, all right, Laws, I see you soon. And then when they do that, and then when they do that shit, what y'all think is gonna happen? BBBoC, they can't fucking afford it. And they know it. So they gotta buy their time and try to hurt their pockets. Anyways, y'all, I'm getting up out of here. Everybody stay cool and sucker free out in these streets.